Harris would be the first woman president, first black woman president, and first Asian president. But I don't vote for who will be the first. I vote for who will win. And for whatever reason, Harris has never been popular. She told Oprah, "I'm tired of being labeled. I'm not an African American. I'm an American." America is so partisan now that even when there's a disaster of any kind, so many people choose to defend their own team, even over death. A lot of Democrats in this one-party state this week went right to, "Don't blame politicians, you can't do anything about the wind," which is exactly half true.
Kamala Harris released an 81-page book outlining her economic policy because you know how women like to go on and on and on.
Bill Maher has spoken, and now the woke Democrats are at serious risk of losing the last 26% of their remaining supporters. On his recent podcast, Bill started shifting his stance, openly calling out the far left and putting the pressure on live TV. But this time, he didn't just nudge them, he went all in. You won't believe what he said about Kamala Harris and the other congresswomen positioning themselves for a presidential run. It was bold, brutally honest, and exactly what no one on the left wanted to hear.
He has his problems. Liberals are furious at Elon, so they are burning Teslas. Have you seen this? All sorts of demonstrations. Burning Teslas? I tell you, those two astronauts who were up in space for 9 months and just got back, they must be like, wait, the liberals hate Tesla now? It's like... like drag queens attacking wigs.
If the Democrats keep going down this path, they'll end up abandoning everything they once believed in just to try and prove Trump wrong. Let's not forget, it was Biden who once supported sending astronauts into space and even worked with Elon Musk on launching projects like the Cybertruck. But now, the same party hates Elon simply because he's been exposing the woke agenda they're desperately trying to protect. What the woke crowd seems to forget is that while they're busy being triggered, they're also losing seats, losing support, and slowly losing their grip on reality.
California is projected to lose 3 seats, New York 2, also going to lose a seat, Minnesota, Oregon, Rhode Island, Illinois, all blue states. Who's getting these? Texas, Florida, Idaho, and Utah. I mean, this looks like game over, you know, and the reason why people are voting with their feet is a lot of what your book is about. Yeah. Taxes and regulation. I certainly been screaming about it forever. I did 3 years with a sign here that said, how long is it going to take for me to get my solar hooked up? 3 years. Talking about it on television. In this state, you couldn't do it. This state has almost 400,000 regulations. I just put in a new roof because the fire, I thought, oh, let's get a roof that's not going to burn up. 2 inspections. Why are you inspecting my roof? It's my fucking roof. If it falls on me, that's my problem. And we're taxed more than any other state. People are leaving these kind of states for places where they're not, they feel the heavy breath of government on them. It's not that hard for Democrats to understand this.
If you actually listen to what this guy said, he accidentally told the truth. He admitted that the mainstream media is full of lies and nonsense, and even called out the fact that Trump supporters don't care what the media says. But here's the reality. MAGA supporters do follow the news. They just aren't blind followers like the woke liberals. They're not brainwashed by whatever headline is trending. They question things, they dig deeper. And if he actually looked at the data, he'd see that Republicans consistently score higher on political knowledge tests than Democrats. That's exactly why the left keeps losing. They're out of touch, stuck in their own echo chamber, while the right is wide awake.
But here, put yourself in the shoes of somebody who doesn't follow politics that closely. And they're the Venezuelan gang members. Why are we even arguing about this? They shouldn't be in this country. This guy's finally doing something about it. He's kicking them out. And one judge told him to stop. Well, what law is this? That any judge anywhere can... I don't know why I'm using that accent. But I went into my stupid voice. But why is it that one judge anywhere can say, oh, a president can't do this? I mean, that's something that's a little abstruse to a lot of people.
Look, I think you can make the argument. The question is, can you get to where people are listening to the argument? The thing about the election, the thing about politics right now, is Donald Trump wins people who don't like to think about politics, right? That's very, very clear in all the polling. If you follow the news, you voted for the Democrats, by and large. If you don't follow the news, you voted for him. And I'm not saying that that means that people who voted for him are less smart or anything like that, but the problem the Democrats have, the problem that Andrew's argument has, that my argument has, that your argument has, is how do you reach people? It's not even really, I think, that the problem is people hear that the Venezuelan gang members are being deported and what is the judge's power over this? They don't hear about it at all, oftentimes.
Poor Bill Maher. He's out here speaking straight from the heart, calling out the nonsense and taking down the woke Democrats all at once. Honestly, the fact that the Democrats are losing seats is probably the best news the right has had in a while. Let's face it, they've become a party that's more focused on making the right look bad than actually helping the people. But this time, it looks like it's not working for the Dems, and Bill is proving them wrong live on TV, hitting them with truth after truth. The craziest part, they still don't get it.
Harris would be the first woman president, first black woman president, and first Asian president. But I don't vote for who will be the first. I vote for who will win. And for whatever reason, Harris has never been popular. You can count the number of delegates she won in the 2020 primaries on one hand, as long as that hand has no fingers. In 3 years as vice president, she's been quieter than an electric car. It's not fair that she's not popular. She's intelligent and accomplished, and in fact was put in charge of the border. And look at how... Okay, bad example.
And that was Bill Maher talking about Kamala. Yeah, we all know he voted for her, but now the Democrats are stuck, and it's becoming pretty obvious. She even wrote a book, but let's be real, no one's taking it seriously.
Kamala Harris released an 81-page book outlining her economic policy, because you know how women like to go on and on and on.
I'm 100% sure the book starts with something like, I grew up in a middle-class neighborhood, and ends with something along the lines of, unburdened by what has been, so as not to be burdened by what will be. Nothing has changed, yet they somehow still believe they have a shot at winning the next presidency.
She told Oprah, I'm tired of being labeled. I'm not an African American. I'm an American. She says, I don't know what country in Africa I'm from. My roots are in Louisiana. And you don't have to agree with that. But it's a point of view a lot of people have. It should be respected. Morgan Freeman says the way to finish off racism is stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man, and I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. There's even a movement now to ban racial questions on the census, and many of its leaders are people of color, like Professor Sheena Mason, who says to undo racism, we have to undo our belief in race. The liberal group MoveOn.org, formed in 1998 to urge Republicans to move on from the Clinton impeachment. Today's Democrats should move on from identity politics. It's not working.
Bill Maher is so fed up that on his recent podcast, he basically gave a lesson to the woke crowd, telling them straight up they need to change and let go of their racist, divisive ideas. But deep down, we all know they're never gonna do that. Instead of reflecting on their own actions, they just keep attacking two people non-stop. Trump and Elon, working around the clock to make them look bad because it's easier than fixing their own mess.
Because I feel like this is a disaster for the Democrats. Because Trump today said he wants Biden to apologize. Because it looks like Biden is adopting his policy. This does not look good for the Democrats. Also, they look like sanctuary city hypocrites. They were the ones who said, look, we're the compassionate people. Everybody should get a shot here. And then when they started sending, the quotes from Eric Adams, this is the mayor of liberal New York, this issue will destroy our city. The governor, if you're going to leave your country, go somewhere else. Keep walking. Is from the governor of New York. They put out a flyer, New York City now, says New York is one of the most expensive cities in the world. You are better off going to a more affordable city.
Come on, Bill. That they don't just look like hypocrites, they are hypocrites. And if they keep going down this path, nothing's going to change for them. They'll just keep spiraling downward, pretending they're winning while everything around them falls apart. It's easy to sound smart and progressive when you're playing with someone else's resources and money, but the moment it starts affecting your own well-being, suddenly you begin to sound a lot more conservative. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's hear what you think.